welcome. Thanks for joining us on this video today. We're here today to talk to you about the nomination process for the 2025 Northern Territory Business Awards, which are now open for nominations. These awards are hosted by the Chamber of Commerce Northern Territory in partnership with the Northern Territory Government. These awards recognise outstanding achievements of the Territory's local businesses, our startups, our international exporters, within a wide range of industries across the Northern Territory, including Central Australia, Big Rivers, the Barkly, East Arnhem and the Top End. Previously, the Business Excellence Awards and the Export Awards operated as separate events. However, in 2025, we're now combining them for a great, magnificent gala dinner event award ceremony, which will be in October as part of October Business Month. And this will be to recognise the Territory's best businesses and individuals in business in their respective fields. I'm Glenn Hingley. I'm the Interim General Manager of the Chamber of Commerce Northern Territory, and today I'm joined by the wonderful Kate Morrissey, who's our Project Support Officer for the awards. Kate's going to answer some questions today about how we apply and how we begin writing this application. So big g'day, Kate. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Glenn. Thank you. Great to be here.
So this is really important. I think we got this initial early inertia of should I nominate or not? What's your sense on why businesses should nominate and what's in it for them?
Sure. So it's a really good opportunity for businesses to nominate themselves and in some categories to nominate others. First of all, it's a great tool to benchmark your business against your peers and your competitors, to stop and look at what you're doing, look at what you've done in the previous year, and to get that on paper so that you can use that to measure where your business is up to, what your future goals are, what you've achieved, and any challenges or threats that you might see that you need to be worked on.
Yeah, I agree. It's so easy for that year to go. And this is a real opportunity for business to stop, reflect, think about the innovations, think about what they've done different, think about some new markets that they've been able to tap on and really challenge themselves as to part of this process is thinking about your business ahead. What's your vision? Where are you going with that? It's not just about the big night on stage. Will I be the winner or won't I, right?
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's it. As well as that, it's a great chance to attend an awards night and, take your team, take some customers, come along and celebrate because, businesses often don't pause to celebrate themselves. So it's a great chance to do that. It's also a great promotional tool that is at no cost to the business. You're going to be recognised as a finalist and as a winner, if you were a winner, across the territory, so across the entire territory and within your own regions.
So great. And a quick question on that, when we say across the territory, we'll no doubt get into this in the apply process, but thinking about it a little bit ahead, we've got regional awards and the winners of those regions then go through to the finals. That's
right. Yes. So the regional awards will each have their own ceremony event. And then winners of those regional awards will go through as finalists to the NT Export and Business Awards. Nominate my business. How do I apply? So the Business Awards are open now until the 20th of July. There are 14 categories to nominate in. Some of these categories are via external nomination, meaning that your colleagues, your employer or employees, customers can nominate you. There's 4 of those. And then the rest of the categories are via self-nomination. So you go in and you nominate yourself. For the external nominations, that person will nominate you and then you'll receive a link via email to then go in and complete your application.
Awesome. So you nominate yourself or maybe a customer says, like, I recommend that you go in and nominate yourself because they've enjoyed your service or they've been loving working with you for so long as a supplier, for example.
Yes, exactly. And also there's a couple of individual awards as well. So like individual customer service. So you might be nominating your favorite customer service representative.
So part of that might be putting a QR code around for your customers to link that through.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
there's very different ways that businesses can to attract that attention, which is great. So
Definitely.
let's talk about nomination. Where can Territorians nominate?
Yep, so it's the application is through the Award Force program, but anyone who's interested can go to chambernt.com.au, and you'll find all of the information there. You will follow a link to Award Force where you'll be asked to create an account, so an email as your username and a password. Once you've created an account, you will be able to start your nomination. So you select the region that you're nominating in or from. Then you select the category that you want to nominate in. Once you've started that part, you'll be asked to complete your business details. You can download a PDF of your application at any time, or the questions in advance. And a good idea is to complete the application in a Word document first, and then copy and paste over. That way it's easy to edit and check for spelling and all that type of thing. And make sure that you regularly hit save so that, you know, if you need to go away, it doesn't time out, you don't lose any of that information.
Great. I think that's real key, right? So it's really, do I need to sit down and am I going to lose all this work? No, you can think about it, you can go away. And I really like the idea of being able to start it on a document. You can work that up, you can do the spell check, you can make sure everything's looking good and present it the way you want it to be, rather than a panic. Oh, put it in there, I've got to hit submit or I lose it. That's not the case. You can save it.
Exactly.
Awesome.
You can start your nomination and save and come back to it. It's just, I know if it was me personally, I'd rather do it in a Word document so I can just see exactly what I'm putting in. You're taking information from different parts of your website or your previous business proposals, that type of thing. So yeah, just a tip from us.
And Kate, just a quick question. When we're filling out grant applications, so many business, more questions than appear, more than what they expect. Whereas the questions here are all set, aren't they? It's not if you answer A or B, it goes a different way.
Yeah, that's right. It's relatively, I'd say it would probably take about an hour max to complete this nomination, depending on how much of that information you've already got available. Probably take a lot less. You answer the questions, no tricky questions really, and then you have the opportunity to upload a logo and an image, and then you submit.
Easy, rightio. And I think maybe we'll come back to another to talk about what the judges are looking for another time. Let's get back through to the technical aspects of this. How many times can I nominate? So I might look at the categories and go, wow, my business actually sits in a couple of these categories that I think I'd be advanced in. Do I have to choose which category, or can I nominate in multiple categories?
You can nominate in multiple categories. We do advise, though, it's probably best to pick what's really relevant. So if it's something you're really excelling in, focus in on that one rather than trying to do multiple. And then same, if you're nominating someone else, up to 5 nominations is the maximum that you can make.
Okay, so, and would each of those take about an hour each to do?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, once you've done the first one, I'd probably say about 20 minutes to an hour max for your first one. Yeah.
Okay, because then you've got that foundation information and it's more tailored towards the specific criteria in that category.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, well, that's most of the technical stuff out of the way. Now it's the really important parts of the tips on a winning application. So whilst you're the winner in your head, it's really having a sense of how to tell your story that you know really well to some, we've got a great lineup of judges. We've got 16 judges that went through an EOI process. So you're telling your story to them. It needs to pop off the screen, off the page to them. So what are your tips, Kate, in writing a winning application?
Yeah, sure. So tips would be read the criteria carefully before you begin. Tell your story. You know, it's your story and no one can tell it as good as you can. Back it up with evidence. So the judges, you have to remember that even if you're well known in what you do, the judges are going to read this based off your application. So don't presume that by leaving out information, oh, they know that I do that. You really need to write it as if nobody knows who you are and what you do. And the judges love real results. So, you know, for example, we grew our client base by 40% in the past 12 months is a great, you know, tool to put in there. Keep it clear and concise, you know, don't go off topic. Definitely come back, have a look at it, write your application, come back with fresh eyes. Don't leave it till the last minute, which we're all guilty of doing. And don't be afraid to talk about your achievements. Like basically you're doing great things and don't be modest. Tell us exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, you make such a good point. So many businesses are like, you know, oh, I know I'm doing a good job and my results speak for themselves and I stand by my business. Well, people aren't standing with you by your business in this process. They need to read about it. They need to hear it. And now this is your opportunity to really highlight that and don't be humble,
Yes.
but be honest and present it in the very best light for these judges. So when we think about the judges, and you mentioned, we talked briefly about the judges. We've got 16 judges and we've got 2 co-chairs of the judging panel this year. What are the judges looking for? How do I make it stand out for judges? And how do I think about this application from the perspective of a judge?
Yeah, so really just reiterating that point that, you know, remember that the judges assess solely on what's submitted through your application. So not what they might know about your business locally. Make sure your application tells the whole story, even if you're well known in your field.
Yeah, I think that's important, and I think it's a really important note that the judges we've got a really tight governance around this process, and they're signing up to say if it's not as part of the nomination, just because they know it, they can't bring that into the assessment process, I should say, so that they can only judge what's on paper. So that you think judges will know you or will be aware of you, or your business has been around long enough that people should already know it. Don't leave anything to chance. It's got to be in paper. That's what I'm hearing here, right?
Exactly. Yeah. The application is scored on, you know, each section. There's criteria for each section. So yeah, just follow the criteria and you can't go wrong.
And where there is a case of tell the point, less is more, focus in on the real data, but also it's an opportunity to still be proud of your business as well and have that come through.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Thanks, Kate. So where do we go from here? People have watched this video. chambernt.com.au is the link. Sits there right on the homepage. The NT Export and Business Awards. You'll see that panel, that logo that's sitting right behind you there, Kate. Click on that and then you'll go through the award panel. If I'm looking for more information, what do I do?
Contact the Chamber NT. You can contact myself via admin support at chambernt.com.au or just give the Chamber a call and you'll be directed to the right person.
Excellent. Well, that's great. Thanks, Kate, for all those great insights. Thanks for all the great work you've been doing. Great to have you working with us here at the Chamber. And this is a real opportunity for businesses to take the time. Takes you about 1 hour, as Kate said, to assess your business, where you're at, get your staff involved, have a really good time to sit down and think about it. Maybe grab a glass of wine or a cold beer or a cup of tea, sit down and think about it, go through what have been those achievements, put it into a Word document, and then be able to put that in. Like you said, Kate, we're talking about 1 hour for an award that could potentially change the trajectory of your business. We see so many businesses that have won awards previously that don't only have that little trophy or that certificate on their wall, they use that in their nominations, they use that in their marketing, and they're able to grow their businesses substantially from it. So it's a great opportunity to be involved as well.
It is, absolutely.
So thank you, Kate.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, and reach out to the chamber if you've got anything. chambernt.com.au. Get your nomination going now.